Buddy, thank you for attending tonight's concert. It's so great and encouraging to see a packed house and in our new home for the foreseeable future as we figure out what happens next with King Chapel. This week, to say the least, has been a real treat. It's been wonderful. Since Wednesday afternoon, we've spent a very meaningful amount of time with our composer in residence, Dr. Z. Randall Stroope. And since that time, we've spent about 8 to 9 hours with one another in rehearsal, and it's been magical. Furthermore, we've gotten to eat lunch and dinner together and learning more and more about Dr. Stroope's exciting life as a music educator, as a composer, as a singer, as a voice teacher, conductor, and even family man. Each morning began with intensive work with music major Sam Dolinsek on their current compositions, so that was super cool to wake up every morning while he was here and get to see Sam work with Dr. Stroope. And then from there, Dr. Stroope would go visit a theory class, talk about his compositional process, or he'd go across the way to Mount Vernon High School to check in on the concert choir there. In one afternoon, he spent 2 hours working closely with our lovely soloist that you're going to hear tonight on his song cycle in standalone art songs. Dr. Stroope stuck around for our Friday seminar and waited in the wings for the right time to coach BFA major Sophia Mitchell, whose recital is next week. And needless to say, we've been blessed to have Dr. Stroope here and have enjoyed such wonderful company. And perhaps my biggest takeaway, as well as others have concurred, that we've found out that Dr. Stroope's music is a living, breathing organism. And we learned that even though something is on a page, it's always subject to change. And by having Dr. Stroope here, it felt like we had secret inside information on how the piece was really intended to be. And it's like we had the missing ingredient from that secret recipe that everybody loves. And so it's just so cool to be able to know this stuff about this piece that maybe perhaps other people don't know just by looking at a page. So it's been a wonderful experience with Dr. Stroope here. Before we begin, just a real quick housekeeping item. During the solo song cycle that kind of breaks up the concert choir and chamber singer set, we ask that you don't applaud through the movements and just applaud just at the very end, because you think about it like chapters of a book, and at the end of the story, we'll go ahead and clap. This will help the concert go more smoothly and create a better flow. So again, I want to thank all of you for coming, and without further delay, please welcome concert choir and Dr. Randall Stroope.
Secum, Here we go. Always tap before you speak. All right. Well, it's so great to be with you. They're going to move the piano for just a moment, and I mean that sincerely. You know, we've done several concerts here in the last week. I've been here for a week, and we've been kind of all over the map, it seems like, which is great. And let me say to you about the students, comparing them to someone that we all know. That's John D. Rockefeller. He was born in 1837. The richest person in the world in history. Today, he would be worth about $1 trillion. We've got some rich people today, but probably not quite that much. Maybe next month, but not today. And he owned 90% of the oil in the United States, had control over 90%. So that's a lot, you can imagine. But even in his time, with the best of the best, they did not have the medical stuff that they have today. They did not have the transportation. They did not have the computer. We didn't live stream the cons. They didn't have any of that stuff. As much money as they had, it just didn't buy what the modern experience is. They wouldn't be coming to a concert, I don't think, quite like this, and seeing students majoring in, 16, 17, 18-year-olds even, starting off majoring in all these careers. I mean, a few went to college, of course, but not at the rate it is. So how lucky we are to be living in this age and to be experiencing the things we have, almost to the point where we take it for granted. So I always look at every concert that I conduct as my last one, because one day it will be, either by choice or not by choice, like the rest of our lives. And so if you approach every day, every event that you have, every time your grandkids, if you have them come over, I have 10, by the way. I started, I got married when I was 10 to start with, so I was able to do that. So I just value those moments, as opposed to waiting, till the kids are out of the house, and then you wait till you get that dream home, and then, there's always something you're waiting for. And, it just never will come. I think the train won't ever go by, because you haven't valued those building blocks to get you there. Okay, and when it does happen, you don't even know what's happening. So I say all that to say these students, I've talked to really most of them, I think, and looked them in the eye, and we the ones that met over lunch, and these wonderful soloists that are about to come out for you. And there's just so much future in those eyes and those plans. And they're participating in music, but they're like, one of them's the staff member of the biochem lab, and has been for a couple of years. There's couple of music ed majors. There's someone who's majoring in engineering, somebody's majoring in English, and it's just all but they've got their hooks in the arts, because that's service to others. The arts are really a service to other people. It's about that connection. So I'm so proud of them, so pleased to be here, and also so pleased to be with you today, that you're sharing with these wonderful soloists. Let's go ahead and do our solo set now. Thank you.
bitter cold tonight. The moon is cruel and the wind is like a two-edged sword to smite. My room is like a bit of June. Warm and close curtained, fold on fold. But somewhere, like a homeless child, like a homeless child, my heart is crying in the cold. My window pane is starred with frost. The world is bitter cold tonight.
I saw like spring, I saw like spring last year. I saw like spring because you were here. The thrushes too last year, because it was these you so like to hear. I saw like spring, I saw like spring last year. I saw like spring, the thrushes too. I so liked you. This year's a different thing. I'll not think of you, but I'll like spring because it's simply spring, as the thrushes do.
Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou art more lovely, more temperate, rough winds to shake. The darling months of May, the darling months of May, and summer's lease hath all too short a day. But thy eternal summer shall not fade, nor lose possession of that fair thou owest.
By the way, apologies for that bio in the program. It's a little lengthy. So it has a lot of stuff that I never did, really. It just looks good on paper. We would be amiss if we didn't give credence to our voice teachers. I think it's Evelyn Rush and Dr. Lamour. Dr. Lamour or either one of those. Are you here? Yes. There we go. Okay. Yeah. Right. I would love to take credit for what's going on here today, but no, you can't do that in 3 days. If you could, that would be fantastic. Teach somebody to sing beautifully in 3 days. Be very famous. Would our group come up then, our chamber? That's right. Sometimes you need a personal invitation, so I just gave it. This is starting with Lamentations de Jeremías, or Lamentations of Jeremiah. We all have heard, anyway, of the prophet Jeremiah. Maybe not sure what he did, but we've at least heard of the name. And so this prophet has, the great temple of Solomon was built around 950 BC. With David didn't build it, but his son did. David was unable to because God would not let him build the temple because of the blood on his hands. But his son, yes, he did, and he dedicated this wonderful space. And until 567 BC, Nebuchadnezzar's army came up and they destroyed the temple, took everything, gold, everything out of it. So, and to this day, we're not exactly sure where it was. But this is where Jeremiah, this is a slice of his life, right here, this Lamentations of Jeremiah, where he feels very forgotten by his God because he's been a faithful servant and all of his life and done everything right. And for that, he thinks, his city's been destroyed, his family's been destroyed, his temple's been destroyed. And so it's sort of like, that's the pay I get for that, for being a faithful servant? Seriously? And so it starts on, he gets it back later, but right now, this is just a really study of his emotions. So I was really interested in getting his head a little bit. So it begins with him sitting on a pile of rubble. His city, the army's just left. He's sitting there. People are starting to come back into this city that's utterly destroyed. And so he's moaning at the beginning. And then he lashes out at everybody that's passing by. Don't you see me? Don't you see how bad it is for me? And he's feeling sorry for himself. Maybe we would too. And then, si es dolor, which is see my sadness. And then he says a little later, recordare, like listen, it was you who caused this. So he's taking kind of a risk there. And then at the end, he just wraps it all together and just like, it's almost a scream of frustration with, this is Lamentations of Jeremiah.
I took his advice this time. I tapped. So, one thing that was interesting about this piece is that, and insider information that you wouldn't know unless I told you, is that Danse Macabre is supposed to depict these skeletons dancing around, doing like a death dance during the witching hour. And so, to get us into character, Randall had us sing this while dancing around like skeletons in the choir room. And I'll just tell you that you cannot unsee that. And so I just sat back there and watched this all unfold. And then I realized that I was the only one that wasn't doing it, as Randall was going like, and just dancing around, scaring people. And then I don't know, I felt like an idiot. And I wish I would have joined in. But this piece has taken us a lot to put together. It's just so interesting, so cool, and it's very acrobatic. And so this is called Danse Macabre.
Sing, 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 song, oh, oh, la cadence. Sing, sing,
As we come to a close for tonight's performance and concert choir makes their way on down for our combined selection, I'd like to thank a few people and a few organizations. First of all, thank you to my students who drive me to be my best each day. Thank you so much. They are so wonderful. This is just awesome. Yes. I'd like to thank my music colleagues, Ben, Evelyn, Josh, Jama, James. You guys are a joy to work with every day, as well as my colleagues over in the extended Fine Arts Division. And my theater folks, thank you so much. Thank you to Clint, who has done lights and sound for us, as well as live stream, all that good stuff. Reverend Vicki Fisher, who helped move this dialogue along so that we could have a home. Susan and the Board of Trustees. Thank you for our office assistant, Josette Lechek-Harmon. Thank you to Jess Monnier for her magical piano playing. Thank you to our administrators. Thank you to Bon Appetit for catering the after-concert rager that you should all attend in the fellowship hall. So once you go down, just go down the steps. I mean, we hired out catering, so please show up. Grab a cookie, throw it in your pocket, and then jet. Thank you to, again, once again to my voice colleagues for getting our soloists prepared for tonight and every week for that matter. Thank you to Tyler Hagee from Iowa City High School for helping us coordinate Dr. Stroope's visit. Thank you to the Brackett House staff for hosting Dr. Stroope. Thank you to my wife and family for their support day in and day out. And lastly, thank you to Dr. Stroope for his beautiful music and his wonderful time spent with us. Please join me in giving him one final round of applause.